Here's my former drawing. He's the Green Lantern. He's the Green Lantern of the Force comics. Basically, a former is really going to be Kyle. What do we call him? Nedrin. What do we call him? Nedrin. Basically, he's a guy who's on the autism. He's a guy on the autism spectrum. He's guy on the autism spectrum now. Kyle Nedrin. Basically, his backstory is that he was developing a machine called the Imagination Sphere that could basically allow anyone to create anything that they could imagine. However, he was basically rejected and kind of mocked and rejected out by his boss. But then one day, he stumbled onto a mysterious blue ring in a trash can, and he then put that ring in, and then randomly submitted, transported him from across the universe to a planet called. Basically, transported him across the universe where we then met the Formers and intergalactic peacekeepers, who basically basically becomes a Former. Basically, he can use the power of his imagination to create anything that he can imagine. Basically, he can use the power of his imagination to create anything, like weapons, or objects, or any forms of tools. So basically, he's like Green Lantern, and this is his outfit. It's kind of meant to look like be kind of modeled after kind of Anakin Skywalker outfit from the Star Wars prequels. The kind of big, kind of vesty, kind of poofy vest, kind of mixture, kind of. And that's Kyle right there in his hair. It's kind of meant to look like Jake Gyllenhaal. And here's now a former basically. He basically now the former corps. They're basically the galactic peacekeepers, and they're called formers because they can actually form. They can form things. They can form things using their imagination. Anything that they can imagine. Just like Green Lanterns. Basically, they can create any constructs. So basically, Kyle, when he becomes a former, he can basically create any constructs. He can create like a. He can create like a sword, a gun, a hammer, create fists. He can create like knives or a shield. He can basically create anything that he can imagine. As long as he can maintain focus. And at first he kind of struggles with getting focus, but then he eventually really learns to really harness his powers. And he actually becomes Earth's first ever former. He's actually Earth's very first ever former. He's the very first ever former from Earth. And he actually becomes Earth's very first ever former recruit. And with Kyle, he's around in his early 20s, so. He's around in his early 20s. He's around 23 years old, so. And basically, as you can see. Now, note, he doesn't have a mask. So. I'm still thinking about what his symbol would look like. Still kind of thinking about that. I'm kind of thinking about that still.